We honour the First Peoples of Australia, their unbroken ties to Aboriginal law, culture and customs. We respect the traditional owners of the lands and waters we inhabit and acknowledge their elders past and present. We celebrate the enrichment of Aboriginal communities around Australia. We recognise the lasting impact of colonisation and dispossession. We salute those who have fought for the rights of First Peoples. Their legacy is our guiding light today and always.
I can't take it anymore!
Good afternoon, good evening, good day, and good morning, Blurtsters, wherever you are around the world. You are listening to the New Blurt.
You absolutely are listening to the New Blurt, and we should be streaming on a few platforms at the moment, but we're still having fun trying to work out which ones we are actually streaming on. So if you're seeing us anywhere and you can actually interact with the show, that'd be great. That'd be absolutely magnificent. Then we know that actually we're not just talking to ourselves, which be good because a lot of times we are. But there you go. Anyway, good evening. Hi, I'm Keely, aka the Kegsta, coming to you from the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people, part of the Kulin Nation. Sovereignty was never ceded, always has been and always will be Aboriginal land. Look, it's around 8 p.m-ish, as we always say on the show, and we've got a fantastic show tonight. Look, we're going to get into it as soon as we possibly can, and we're going to start talking about Blurt Around the World curlews. If you listen to last week's podcast, you'll know that I did a little bit on curlews, and I'm going to do a little bit of homework sort of just backing that up because there was an article this week that was pretty interesting. We're going to talk a little bit about the election, a couple of backflips from the opposition leader, Peter Dutton. And also how much is rent eating out of your salary, which would be interesting. And we haven't done it for a while, but we are going to do it. And there is a bit of a cultural warning as well, because we're going to be talking about Indigenous people that have passed on. So I'm just giving that warning early. And in Indelible Indigenous, and the guy that I'm talking about is Andrew Cracker, who was an absolute cracker on the football field and as just in general, a fantastic gentleman. Excuse me. And we'll talk a bit more about that when the show cracks on. And we're going to do On This Day. We haven't done that for a little while. That's we talk about On This Day in history, what actually happened. And obviously in 2025, we know that the stock market plunged further than it has since 1986 in America. So that'll go down in history when we do On This Day in 10 years' time. We'll say, the dumbest president in history brought the whole stock market down in one day. So there you go. Anyway, that's On This Day. Then we'll do Joke of the Week. That'll be the show. Before we do anything else, we got the co-hostess, or the boastess, Wencee.
Hello everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in this beautiful wide world that is the world.
Yes, but it is still beautiful. There's just shitty bits in it.
Yes, there are some shitty bits, but we don't like to focus too much on it because we don't want to bring our viewers down or ourselves down. So we'll try to keep it as upbeat as we can when we can.
Exactly. Yes.
Bring you stuff that is interesting still to us.
Absolutely.
No matter 100%. How shitty it is.
Yes, that is true. That is true. So with the election, was it? I think it's Jesus, holy crap. Is it? It's less than a month, isn't it?
Yeah, it's May 3rd. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's only three Saturdays to go.
That's nuts. And the thing is, we can't even pre-poll. We can't do early polling. This is in Victoria anyway. We can't do early polling until the 22nd of April.
Yes. I think that's across the nation because I saw something from the Greens saying that in 12 days time people are going to pre-polls. So that was about a day or two ago. So sounds about right.
Yeah. So I mean, so that's annoying because I'm sort of away until I'm up in the bush a bit until the 30th of April. So we've only got 3 days when I come back to vote. unless I vote on the day. And I'm not going to vote on the day because I'm meant to be going to the footy with Fat Boy on the Geelong game on the Saturday. It's like, I'm not standing in a line voting. I haven't done that forever. I'm not going to start now.
So you're going to you deliberately miss out on the democracy sausage?
See,
podcast that you like so much?
Yeah, see, I'm very smart indeed. I explained to you why. So what I've done in the past is I do the pre-poll or I vote via post or whatever. And yes, I do love Democracy Sausage, the podcast, and even more so, I love the co-host on it, Maria Taflaga. And she, hopefully, with a bit of luck, will be on our show as a recording that we would have done with her next week, and that will be fantastic because she has got such a good insight, being a political scientist, and the fact that she's super smart as well and super funny.
And
so,
I was going to say, don't forget the funny bit because she's hilarious.
No, she is hilarious. She cracks us up every single time, and she cracks herself up too, which is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So. So that's pretty cool. Yes. So as I was saying, what I normally do is I'll park somewhere and then I'll just walk right past the queue of 200 people, straight into the Democracy Sausage Barbecue, get my sausage, just stand there and eat it, and walk off and get in the car, drive somewhere else.
Okay. All right, I don't mind that plan. That's a good plan, so you don't have to sit or stand in line waiting for your vote.
No, I don't like doing that at all. I much prefer to
good idea. I concur. I'm happy with that.
I don't like choosing the best of times, and I definitely don't want to be.
I think I've said it before. Yeah, true. I've been lucky. I think the last few elections, the queue's been pretty short, and it's been pretty much walk in, vote, and walk out. So I think you just got to pick the right time of day when to go. And I usually try to go in the morning. Whatever you do, people, just don't go the last hour or two of the day because that's when people go, oh shit, I've got to vote. So go before 4 o'clock. Don't do it in the last 2 hours. That's my advice.
Yeah, no, and that's great advice too, because you've been a scrutineer multiple times, I believe. So you've got a bit of an idea how this sort of stuff works.
Yeah, state and federal, done it one each.
Yeah. Well, actually, we might as well just carry on with that that theme of elections. We've got we've got Voldemort here. Just give me a second. I'll just put him up. If I swear to God, if that's not Voldemort, I really don't know what is.
That's funny. We both got a Voldemort thing to show, so
nice.
I'll follow on after you.
Oh, nice. Very good. Very good. Well, I am just going to present. No, I'm not going to do that. I am just going to share my screen for a second because I saw this and I just went, oh my God, I don't think you can get much more Voldemort than that. I don't think it's possible. I mean, seriously, you might as well just put Voldemort's head straight on that. No glasses.
Holy crap. Oh, wow. Yes. All you need to put on him is a cape, really.
Well, and give him a snake. Give him a snake. I mean, it's quite unfortunate for him. The thing is there in that photo, he doesn't look like he's got a nose. And I've seen him. He does have a nose, but that's a really terrible photo.
Yeah, it's the wrong angle for him.
Oh, it's a shocker. And when I went to ChatGPT, it could tell that it wasn't Voldemort. I was like, well done, ChatGPT. Well done, you. Because seriously, God, if someone showed me that photo, I'd go, it's Voldemort, definitely.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
And of course, that article you've got there for those listening on the podcast is the backflip, hence the title of our show.
Yes.
Tonight, the backflip that he did this week regarding the 41,000 public servant job losses that he is planning, as well as
ending work from home. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly right.
So, the other, go on. No, you first.
No, that's cool. I was just going to say I've got a nice little bit here. And I think we may have Peter in the studio with us. I'll just find out. Hold Opposition leader Peter Dutton told Nines Today the coalition had made a mistake in relation to this policy, and I think it's important that we say that I recognise it. We've listened and understand that flexible work, including work from home, is part of getting the best out of any workforce. Senator Hume said in a statement, no, I don't think she did. We need the best from our public servants, and that's why there will be no change to flexible working arrangements. You couldn't write this shit, seriously.
Did they realize that? Did they end up realizing that the work from home people, especially in public servants, the majority of them are women? They realized, oh shit, we've got some women voters we need to win, so we better kill this policy.
Exactly right, 100% correct. And I thought I might just show this because this is fantastic. You talk about hubris, or you talk about check this photo out. You're gonna love this. If you got this live, or if you got this on the look at that. You don't. It's like, we never thought about it. We were never going to do it, and we're not doing it. That is exactly what that photo is showing me. So it's so funny.
So that is a photo of Senator Hume. I forget her first name.
Yeah, Sarah Hume. She's a shocker, actually. She's a shocker. She said some really horrible things to a Climate 200 person last year when she was in line, right. And she's a shocker. She comes over all sweetness and light, but she's hard as nails, and she's a shocker. I mean, she's good if you like that sort of politics. You really like her, but I think she's an absolute shocker. Anyway, we very much respect those existing flexible working arrangements, and we said that we will enshrine them in future agreements. So we're not changing the current flexible working arrangements, although we said we were going to cut 41,000 jobs, but then we got the polls back, and then we thought we wouldn't cut 41,000 jobs back.
Oh, dear. Talk about not reading the room.
It's just ridiculous. Anyway, so.
Of course, as we know, that's just a straight out of the Trump playbook. Cutting services and
100%
the work from home policy. It's there. So if you really want Trump in this country, vote for Dutton. That's my suggestion for all those people who really want it. And I know we're quite smart here in Australia, and I'm sure we won't go down that path.
Yeah, we absolutely hope we don't. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Speaking of path, my sister went to the post box just before, and and got this in the letterbox. So I'm going to hide the QR code so you can't scan it, but it says post, and it's in the shape of a postal box.
Need a postal vote. Go for it. Need a postal vote. Go for it. Yep.
No, you go.
Need a postal vote for the federal elections. Scan the QR code to apply. I would think that is a complete scam. And it goes to the Liberal Party site.
There
you go. There you go.
The face only mother would love.
Oh, Jesus, would she? I'm sure she might have rejected that at some stage. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I know how to smile because I smile through my teeth. Oh dear.
How dare you have a go at my smile? It's a lovely smile. And I've got a great personality, so stop picking on me.
It's just, honestly to God, seriously to God. But anyway, something much better than that turd is high-flying curlews. They're absolutely amazing, and I spoke about them last week on the show. It was what I did for Nature Calls. And I thought that I would talk a bit on them this week because there was an article that concerned me slightly. And if for the life of me I can find it, I will tell you about it. But at the moment, here we go. So the Far Eastern curlew And we talked about this last week. They migrate over 10,000 Ks from Russia and China to Darwin Harbour annually. And they're known for their long curved bills and brown feathers. And I'm not going to go too much more because you can get on to episode 198. Do yourself a favour and look at episode 198. It was last week. Yeah, absolutely. It's up there and ready to download, and it's got the bit we did on curlews. But what I did want to talk about is the global population of far eastern curlews has declined by 80% over the past 40 years. And these are the biggest land migratory coastal birds we have in the world. These are the ones I told you that were anywhere between, I think, 60 and 80 centimeters tall. These are the far eastern ones. And they rely on the coastal ecosystem for feeding and resting during their long migratory journey. And that is a long time to be flapping about.
Yes. And they don't glide. They don't know. They don't have the capacity to glide. So they are flapping for, what was it, 10,000 kilometers?
Yeah, that's nuts, isn't it? It's just crazy. It's a little bit like Spud doesn't have the capacity to smile. Just has to keep trying to do that teethy thing he does, and he goes, "Well, I think that's smiling, but
that's a smile."
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, enough about that. But look, the threat from the middle arm development, and you might know a little bit about this because it's sort of up your way rather than my way, but it's a 1.5 billion industrial project south of Darwin, and it threatens their habitat. And I have heard, I think it's the current minister, who I think is a country party. Is that right?
Country Liberal, I think.
Yeah, that's horrible. She's putting those two together. Oh my God, that's terrible. And the way she was speaking, she did not give a shit about the far eastern curlew at all. All she wanted to do was push through this expansion of the middle arm development. And it's a 1.5 billion. But the problem is that it's got development land clearing of 1,500 hectares of native mangroves. And this is exactly where they live and exactly what they need. And they're already an endangered species. And it's just, it's just fucking criminal. It really is. So there's a shorebird expert, Dr. Amanda Lillyman, warns that the development continues a global pattern of habitat destruction. The land clearing at Lee Point for defence housing is also impacting curlew feeding grounds. So Sean Dooley from BirdLife Australia criticised Australians' EPBC Act for not considering the cumulative environmental impacts. I think that's the Environmental Protection Something's Act. It's to do with development, I think. And I think it's weak as water. I think it's just weak as piss.
Yeah.
As exactly what Sean Dooley's talking about. So the highlights assuming the birds can simply relocate is no longer viable. I mean, it's so obvious that that's not the case. They're going to the same place every year.
Yeah, exactly.
And
they go there because of the waters that has feed for them, the marshland and all the surrounds. It's what they look for. So if you take that away, they've got nowhere else to go. So the population's just going to decrease even more.
No, you're exactly right. 100% correct. And the NT Infrastructure Minister, Bill Yan, states that an environmental assessment is ongoing, that a conclusion shouldn't be made yet, apparently. But however, the NT government remains focused on economic growth. Yeah, that sounds great, doesn't it?
Yep, at the expense of the animals.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Yeah. So it's yeah, so I want to bring this to people's attention because this is the sort of shit that we as human beings, we need to call out. We can't just sit and take it. It was actually, I watched a fantastic little, it's tiny. It goes for a very short period of time. I meant to bring it to the show, but I forgot, which is a bit of a bummer. But it's a tiny little reel or something. And what it is, it's when this teacher has a whole young sort of class in there, and there's a girl that he says, "I want you to leave this class now."
Oh, that one.
And she goes, she goes, "Why? Why am I leaving? I want you to leave the room." And why do you want me to leave the room? And I just want you to pack up and leave now. And so she did, which I would not have done, but she did. I would have had a massive bargain with the guy. But anyway, she didn't. She's very docile, and she just walked off and went out. The interesting thing about that was that no one else in that room did a fucking thing either.
Yeah,
not one person. No one. And that's exactly what the teacher was trying to explain, that if we just sit there and allow this shit to happen, you get America. That's what happens.
Yeah.
And it could happen here if we just sit there and allow shit to happen, and you get Spud. And Spud will fuck Australia because he's dumb as dog shit. So
yeah, exactly. People only act at the moment, only seem to act when it affects them, but they forget that one day something will affect you, and then you want people to help you. And when they're silent, you're going to be upset.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. And talking about things affecting you, you were talking about rent. And as you do that, it's a little bit late than never, but I thought I would put the blurred around the world sting, and you may do something as well.
I will do the same, but in the text. Here we go. Should be showing up as we're listening.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm hoping we can hear it.
You'll be able to hear it in a minute. There you go.
There we go.
Alert! Around the world. Around the world.
Better late than never.
I was about to say the same thing. Blurt around the world. We're nearly at the end of our rant or storytelling, whichever way you want to take it today. But this one, I'm just gonna wait for the music to go. Yep, beautiful.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm going to chat about is, as you mentioned, rent. There are a lot of renters out there. I'm one of them. I'm also privileged enough to be an investment owner as well. So I'm not one of those super privileged people who have 10 or more investment properties. So I'm not out there to make a killing out of the property market. But yes, renting is out of control. The ABC did an analysis of data from with the help of SGS Economics and Planning and National Shelter, where they've shown certain Australian postcodes in graphical terms how much rental stress there is as an average rental family goes. So that takes into account how much rent costs in that particular suburb, as well as the average income as per information from the Australian Bureau of Statistics. So it is quite general, but the definition for rental stress is when your rent exceeds 30% of your pre-tax income. So doesn't sound like a lot, but a third of your income going to just to be able to find somewhere to live is pretty high. Pre-pandemic, the average was well below 30%. I think it was averaging about 20-something% pre-pandemic. But since COVID, and in particular, I think the last 2 or 3 years, that has just blown out of proportion, and it's gone beyond the 30% in many suburbs, if not all suburbs, as we're going to see. In this article with the ABC, they're talking about one family where their rent previously was 380 weeks, around $380 a week. It's now $650. So leases are just going up and up.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, and she's needing her 17-year-old daughter to work to bring some income in to be able to afford the rent. So that's how desperate some families are. Yeah, so here is I'm just going to share my screen. I'm going to share this article, and we're going to have a look at how much rent has gone up since the pandemic. Just going to wait for that to pop up on the screen. Still waiting for it to pop up on everyone's screen. I'm not seeing it yet. I'm not sure what's happening there.
Your screen sharing?
Yes, I am. Let me try that again. The beauty of going live, right?
Yes.
Let me try that again. All right, I'm going to, okay, share that tab. Nope, it's not behaving today. It worked before the show when I tested. Doesn't it always suck?
Sure it did. What are you trying to test?
No, I'm just trying to share my tab. Let me do something else. Apologies for anyone listening or watching live. I'm going to do something a little bit different to see if it shares. Okay, share. Nope, not even getting the pop-up screen to share. Nope. Maybe I will give you the link. And
it looks like it's about to come up now, I think.
Oh, is it?
I think so. I've got 3 little dots on my screen. If anyone's watching this, enjoy the 3 little dots. Oh, we have an issue. Apparently, there's an issue.
Right.
Right. Okay. So, what are you actually trying to do, Wencee?
The usual thing that we always do when we share a tab from our browser.
Oh, you're trying to share a tab?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Why don't you just share the screen? It might be easier.
I can't even get to the screen, to the bit where you can share.
Okay. Do you want to put the link in here and maybe I'll try?
I will. All right. I've sent it to you in our chat. In our private chat. I won't name the app. I think there's just a delay on my side, which is what's causing this.
Okay, no worries. Not a problem. So let's have a look. Let's have a gander. Meanwhile, while we do that, I thought you may enjoy this for 2 seconds. If you're seeing this, this is, should just pop up in it. Okay. That is Moo Deng. She is a pygmy hippopotamus, and she just was born very, very recently, apparently, in
Thailand.
In Thailand, as you would absolutely know.
Yeah, I think she's almost a year old now.
Oh, okay.
At least 9 months at least.
Oh wow! Well, I don't know why that popped up today, saying that
because it's World Pygmy
Hip.
What is it?
Pygmy hippopotamus. Yeah. World Pygmy Hippopotamus Day.
Yeah,
can you believe that though? It's World Pygmy Hippopotamus Day. I mean, seriously.
God, that's a mouthful.
It is. It is indeed. But Moo Deng is a female pygmy hippo born in July at Khao Thao Open Zoo in Chonburi, Thailand. Is the 7th baby born at the zoo to her mother, who is 25 years old, and Tony, who is 24, a builder on the weeknight. The Independent reports pygmy hippos can live to be 50, but endangered species with only 2,000 to 2,500 adults in existence. So, yeah, so that's pretty cool to actually see a picture of those. They are pretty cute, it's got to be said. But I just thought, now, From that link that you sent me, what did you want to share? What was the part you wanted to share?
So just share the screen, and if you scroll down to the very first graph.
Oh, graph. We're looking at graphs.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. And it
Graphing
says how
up.
much rent changed in, and it's got a drop-down box.
Yeah, it does. I can show that up. No problems.
Yep. So if you bring that up.
I'll bring that up for you. Absolutely. You might want to kill your screen, though. Is it still trying to do something?
Beautiful. No, it's dead on my side, but yep, you do your presentation on your side. Yeah, so that one there, as you can see, if you're on Victoria, okay, so you'll be well familiar with a lot of these suburbs, as I am, because I'm obviously ex-Melburnian. But you can see Beaumaris there, which pre-pandemic was already 30% of the rent, 30% of the salary was going to rent, and it has now popped up to, what is it, 40, nearly 50% of your rent, of your salary.
Crap, that's a 48%. Jesus. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you can see a lot of those. So this is all city based. Yes. So this is all city based suburbs.
Wood End is nuts as well.
Yeah.
Wood End's crazy.
It has, hasn't it? So if you now change that to Queensland, because
yeah, I can do that. You love a graph.
Now see Barden, which is only 1 or 2 suburbs from where I live.
Oh
that's
my God.
Also gone up as well, from 28 or 26% to 46, 48.
No wonder Chandler Mather, what's his name?
Chandler Mather. I always forget his second bit.
Is it something Chandler Mather, or is it something Chandler Mather, or
Max Chandler Mather?
Chandler Mather. There you go. That's why we couldn't. That's why we couldn't get there. That's obviously why he talks about rent all the time, because he comes from Queensland and he can see how rent you're getting up there.
Oh yeah, Queensland's one of the worst performers in terms of rent increases.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Oh my God.
So you can see a lot of those blue ones have pretty much all of them gone into the red, that is over 30%.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible. What address, what postcode is yours, Wencee?
4059. So I think there's a graph further below that you can put in your suburb. So if you scroll down a little bit more, how do rents compare in your neighborhood? So if you go down a bit.
All right, okay.
That's the one. So if you put in 4059, which is Kelvin Grove in Brisbane. Yep. So it says on the right, Kelvin Grove is unaffordable for the typical rental household. So that's based on the average income of 110,349. Now, if you do your suburb, which I did the other day, this morning.
Yeah.
Let's see what yours says.
Mine says, it's acceptable.
Yeah. So yours is just below, quite a bit below actually.
26.1. It's about 4% below.
Yeah.
Wow.
So your rent in Moonee Ponds is still low, even though your average income is the same as ours in Kelvin Grove.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's only gone up 4% since the pandemic. As you can see it below, it says this compares to 21.9% at the start of the pandemic in 2020 Q2. So, so people who say they're struggling, believe it, because these graphs and this information that they've pulled out of various statistics like official rent notices that you see publicly on realestate.com, domain.com, etc., and the Australian Bureau of Statistics. So that's how they've got some of their data. So it's hurting. It's hurting people. So
yeah, it is hurting people.
There's a lot more in that article. People can go read it when we put it in the show notes. Have a look at your own suburbs, see how you're faring. Hopefully not so bad. Dual income obviously will help, but if you're a single young person, single mum or parent, then it'll be quite difficult.
Yeah, Yeah, you're not wrong. But I was quite fascinated to see how bad it is in Brisbane. I wonder why Queensland's so bad.
Yeah, just the last few years it's gone up, and I think it's going to get even worse with the Olympics just around the corner. So,
great, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, with that, we'll try to go to something a little bit more uplifting.
Yes.
The Australia Institute produces high-quality research that has real-world impact, whether it's revealing the $10.3 billion in fossil fuel subsidies provided by federal and state governments last year, or our long-standing research advocating for a federal anti-corruption commission with real teeth. We change minds. To donate, head on over to australiainstitute.org.au.
When you give blood, you're more than just a blood donor. You're the lifeblood of Australia. Search Give Blood and book your donation with Australian Red Cross Lifeblood today. Give life. Give blood.
Yes, I need to get the rest of that song because it always cuts off too short. Wencee's screen, I thought I'd just point out, I can't get myself bigger in our screen because you've got a screen there. If you can do something about that would be amazing. Yay! Like no, not really. Can you get rid of the other bit? You're not seeing it. I can't get rid of it because I can't even see it.
I don't know what you're seeing, Mr. Kegsta.
Oh, I'm seeing Wencee's screen and it's driving me insane.
You're seeing my screen? As in my shared screen?
It says Wencee's screen. Is it on a device or something? Or what's happening?
Oh, that's really odd. I don't know what
it's
talking about.
Yep, I don't know either, but it's pushed us right to the side now.
Okay, you might need to click the layout.
I've tried. I can't. I can't because of Wencey's screen.
I'm dominating the world.
You are. You're definitely dominating this podcast. There's no doubt about that. But anyway, enough of that. Yeah, we will push on because this is a really, really good segment. Well, it is and it's not. It's a fantastic segment, but it's not great that we are doing it in the sense that, unfortunately, the person is not with us anymore, which is really sad because this is something that happens quite often. I find that it's just bear with me. I apologize. That when we do an indelible Indigenous, indelibly, most of the time, well, not most of the time, but a lot of the time, it's about someone who's passed on, who's not with us anymore, which is, is not great. Quite upsetting that we can't talk about someone who's still with us doing some amazing things. We have done in the past with Professor Marshall Langdon, and we talked about oh my God, what's his name? Oh, I can't remember his name, which is really annoying because I normally got it on top of my tongue, but I cannot remember. Now I'm going to have to do some homework, find it next week. Anyway,
I'm struggling as well. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, he was one of the first tent embassy guys. And for the life of me, I can't remember his name. But anyway, he's a cracker. And we've had the lady was the author of the Voice manifesto as well. Yeah, we've spoken about her before. But tonight, yes, absolutely, Doctor. Yeah, no, that's fine. So there is a bit of cultural warning to Aboriginal Torres Strait Islanders, just advising that what I'm going to talk about is has deceased, and that is Andy Cracker. Andy Cracker was only 42 and an absolute fantastic person. And yeah, look, it's a really sad heart. And at the end of this, I'm going to play a little YouTube video of some of the highlights. If you're a football fan, and if you are a Collingwood football fan, you will totally appreciate how good. And even if you're just a football fan, you'll appreciate how good this guy is. I mean, seriously, it doesn't matter who he played for. He's just unbelievable. But there's way more to Andy than just that. He was born in 1983, son of Jim Cracker. And Jim Cracker played for, I think, North Melbourne or St Kilda. I can't remember which one.
Pretty sure it was North Melbourne.
Right.
Jimmy Cracker.
And he was a cracker too. It's fantastic their surname is Cracker because they were just incredible players.
Yeah.
And he debuted for Richmond in 2001 after being drafted with pick 41 in the 2000 national draft. I'm trying to think. 2000 national draft, it's 25 years ago. I'm trying to think who was in that draft. The 2000 national one. I don't know if you can do any quick Googling while you're there, Wencee, just to see who else was in that national draft. Would be interesting. He played 102 games for the Tigers over 7 seasons, and he kicked 102 goals. But in 2011, he joined Collingwood. Great decision. And the reason that he did that was because, unfortunately, he had a stint in jail himself. And he wasn't getting picked up by anyone else in the league, but Collingwood took a chance on him. And I think, if I'm right, 2000, so 2000, he probably played I imagine he played in the 2000 and 2001 losing grand finals that Mick Malthouse coached against the Brisbane Lions. I would have thought, I would have thought he'd be in those, but I can't guarantee that. Oh, here we go. In 2011, he joined Collingwood, contributing significantly to their 2011 AFL Grand Final appearance. So he didn't get to us till 2011. So he was drafted in 2000. My bad there. I apologise. Did you find anyone else who was drafted in the national draft 2000?
Not 2000, sorry. I thought you said 2001.
No, 2000. 2000 national draft. Yep.
Who are you looking for in particular?
Just some star names that you would see.
You've never heard of this guy, Brodie Holland, Collingwood?
Yes, he was very good. Was he in 2000 as well, was he?
It was 2000. Matthew Bode for the Crows.
Oh, yes, he was very good too. Yeah, he was very good.
Dwayne Simpson. What does he sound familiar?
No, I don't know him.
No. Justin Murphy.
Don't know him.
Sean Wren.
Oh, yes, he was very good for the Crows. He was a ruckman. Very
he
good.
went to the Hawks in that year.
Oh, did he? Oh, right.
Yeah. Ricky Olorenshaw went from
he was pretty
the
good.
Roos.
He was pretty good. Ricky Olorenshaw.
Who else is there? Matthew Capuano.
Oh, yes, I remember him. I think he went to North Melbourne. Anyway, that's fantastic.
Went from Roos to St Kilda.
All right.
Anyone else?
No,
Paul Williams. Paul Williams.
Paul Williams. Yeah, no, he
from the Pies to Sydney.
Yes, right. Yes, I hated that because I loved Paul Williams. He was amazing. Yeah, he was awesome. Yeah. But anyway, enough about trip down memory lane there. Beyond his on-field achievements, Cracker was known for his resilience, overcoming personal challenge to make lasting impact both in and out of football community, and his untimely passing has left the AFL community mourning the loss of a talented, inspiring individual. Apparently, I heard that he was gardening and he had a heart attack.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
And that's just ridiculous. But shit happens. But anyway, as I said, his overview was 2001, 2007. He played for Richmond. He was recruited from South Fremantle, from Swan Districts. He won the Sandover Medal and the Simpson Medal, and he kicked the match-winning goal in the Waffle Grand Final after collecting 42 possessions and 4 goals.
Wow.
42 disposals.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
That's just phenomenal.
It is.
That's
It
almost
is
unheard
nuts.
of these days, that much, surely.
I know, it's nuts, isn't it? So he played 102 games for Richmond, and he kicked 102 goals. He only played 35 games for us, and he kicked 50. He was phenomenal. He won Mark of the Year at the Marvel Stadium, 3 goals in the 2011 Grand Final, a career-high 35 goals in 2011 season. Nice. And it's just amazing. He played a vital role in mentoring First Nations players. He was hosting Yokai Footy on the AFL.com.au, which is an Indigenous sort of ran show, but it's really, really good. It's a fantastic.
Was that on NITV?
It may have been, but they put it on the AFL.com as well.
Right.
So.
Okay.
And he frequently spoke to school groups and sharing his life and his football journey. So, yeah, we absolutely give him a tribute on the new Blurt. He's an incredible guy. The other thing he did do, he wrote a book called The Day My Dad Went Away. And it's a kid's book. And it's really quite lovely little book. And quite poignant to obviously when he went to jail. But I was thinking when I was reading it that it was obviously taken to the point of view of when his dad, Jimmy Cracker, went to jail and how he had to put up with a cope with that as well. So,
yeah. So he wrote the book because he wished he had a book or something explaining to him what was happening as a kid, so that his kids could go through that. So it's very sad that he had to do that, but
no, it absolutely was sad, and obviously some more sadness. I mean, notes to the reader on that book is from the 30th of June 2022 to 30th of June 2023 there was 41,929 Australian prisoners. It's estimated that 75,600 dependent children have incarcerated parents.
Wow.
This is the worst part. We know this anyway. 3.8% of the population is Indigenous and 33% of Australia's incarcerated is Indigenous. Which is just ridiculous. First Nations males were in prison at a rate of 16 times more than non-Indigenous. First Nations females were imprisoned at a rate of 23 times more than non-Indigenous. Although children in this situation hold no responsibility, etc., etc. This estimate is based on approximately 43,000 total prisoners nationally multiplied by 1.8, which is the average number of children of prisoners who participated in the National Prisoner Health Data Collection, a survey of sample size of 800 entrants, which included all states and territories except New South Wales. So we say Vale Andrew Cracker, 1983 to 2025. It's just
so 42. Can't believe it.
I know, it's crazy stuff. But we are very, very lucky. I have got a little bit here, and we can enjoy a little bit of Andy. I will fast forward a bit because it probably goes for about 6-7 minutes, but it's just awesome to watch. So enjoy.
We will.
Kicks down towards full forward, bounces across the face of goal. Cracker, he's dangerous. Brilliant side step along the ground. Goal.
See your technique. He got down very low, clean one step goal. I think Hooker could have had a stronger attack on the ball there. He came running hard and then goes to full forward. A dangerous spot. Hardingham did really well, but Cracker kicking second. Dutton said it, what a big show save, none better at the Tigers. Well, he's in a Collingwood jumper now. Opponents off the ground. 23rd up with this.
They called him the Candy Man.
Oh, really? What was that, you know?
Sorry?
you know why they called him the Candy Man?
Yeah, because they call it selling candy when you watch what he does with the ball. See how he does that?
Yeah.
He puts a player to go one way and then he goes the other way. He does it multiple times.
Yeah.
Like that, classic. But he does it all different ways. Like, it's just, they got no idea what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And Bobby Hill does it a bit too.
Yeah, Bobby Hill's.
So what's this? This is a classic. What's this? All right. There you go. That's called selling candy. That's why it's called the Candy Man. There you go. No, I'll do another one.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
It was just so fast. That's why he could do it.
Oh, yeah. So quick. He even dropped the ball. He even dropped the ball and had enough time to recover.
Wow.
Just
I thought he what do they call it? Bounced the ball. Like,
oh, maybe. I think he dropped it.
Okay.
I think I was there for that game.
A lot of highlights here. Back in the day when we were good, I guess. Still are.
Oh, very good. This one's a good one. What's this? What we'll do, we'll just watch up to where he gets Mark of the Year.
Yeah. Should be coming pretty soon, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of goals.
There you go. Look at that. There you go. That's just nuts.
Yeah, he just did a lot of those dummy.
I know. It's just he goes totally.
That way. No, go this way. No, I'm gonna go this way. No.
Just so nimble.
Another goal. That's it. There we go.
He's such a beautiful kick too.
Yeah.
It's just such a beautiful. There you go. There's your candy.
Yeah. Just too fast. It's just too fast.
But he's so exquisite with his execution, though. You know. Just try to get me, buddy. Try to get me.
He's just mocking him, isn't he?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Come on, I dare you can't catch me. Come on.
Yeah,
come on.
That's exactly it. Here it is. This will be the one. Mark of the Year. Check this out. It's just nuts. We were there for this. Fat Boy and I were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were down heaps the first half. So that's enough of that. There's this candy store. Faddis and I were there for that game, and we were down so much in the first half, and we were like, oh my God. And then they just exploded the second half. It was like a different team. And and he took that mark. It was just crazy, absolutely crazy. So I don't know what's happening here, but there is some weird screen thing that is in the middle of us.
Still on your screen, is it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I can't get rid of it, and it is driving me a little bit nuts. But that's okay.
I think it's only on your screen. Right, on the YouTube feed, I can see that it looks okay. So try to ignore it. Push on.
It's going to be very hard. It's going to be really hard to ignore it, but I will try. Anyway, it's now time for this. Not that. Probably this.
On this day.
Short and sweet.
Yes,
on
short
this day.
and sweet. Go for it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, a bit of a lag here today. Yes. So on this day, I'm just going to go through some births and deaths.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to start off with, Kofi Annan was born on this day in 1938. He was a Ghanaian, diplomat who became the 7th Secretary General of the UN, the United Nations.
Kofi Annan was a gun.
He was, wasn't he? I remember.
He was a good guy.
Yeah, he seemed like he was quite switched on and very well respected, and
yeah,
it was probably, what was it, during the 90s from memory that he was. Yeah. I wasn't quite into politics back then, as I am now, but yeah, I do remember him being, right in the news all the time, and this, way back then.
So who's the is it Governor General of the UN or what is it? Secretary General, is it?
Secretary General.
Right, and who is that now? Do we know?
Oh, that's a good question. I was just thinking that. Not too sure.
Oh, that's all right. You do another on this day, and I'll check that out.
Yep, you check that out. Another person who was born on this day. Kofi Annan passed away 18th of August 2018. So just 6.5 years ago.
And how old was he? Do you know?
So what does that work out to? 80, roughly 80 years old.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad innings. Another person who was born on this day was Mary Pickford. She was a Canadian-American actress and producer. She was a pioneer in the film industry and was one of the co-founders of the film studio United Artists.
Oh, right,
yeah,
right,
so she was born in 1892. She also co-founded, as well as co-founding United Artists, she also helped discover Charlie Chaplin, Douglas Fairbanks, and D.W. Griffith.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Those three were also co-founders of United Artists. Sorry, misread that one.
So United Artists, was that sort of like a union of actors or something, sort of getting together?
One of the first big film studios. So they worked together to start making the films and probably started getting the production of movies more professional, I'm guessing.
There's a company out there that's similar. Well, it sounds a bit similar to United Artists. It's called Artists Equity.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of them.
And if you see that in a movie that you're watching, it means that Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are behind that movie because that's their company.
That's their company.
And what it means is that everyone in the film, including the crew, if the film makes money, they all take shares in the film.
Oh, right. So
not
everyone in the crew.
Correct. Everyone.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
so
very equitable.
It is indeed. We just watched one the other day, but I can't remember for the life of me what it was. I know it was good, but I can't remember what it was, which is annoying because I've watched a few films lately. So
yeah.
But anyway, well, I'm just going to jump in just with a couple of on this days, and you can crack on again. On this day, Donald Trump died. Oh no. That's a hope. That's a hope there.
Inside voice.
Inside voice. Yes, that's exactly right. Kyle Gass was right. But anyway, 1930.
Sorry, I just realised who that was. From
Tenacious D.
Tenacious D.
Yeah, exactly right. 1939, Italy invades Albania. In 1935, the Works Progress Administration is approved by the Congress. Well, the Congress haven't had to do much now. There's nothing for them to prove at all. So, President Truman orders the seizure of U.S. steel mills to prevent a strike. The U.S. have got some nice history on strike breaking, etc., etc. It's actually interesting and quite pertinent that I read that one because I was listening to a potty tonight, and it actually was talking about a guy called Bill Coors, which is Coors. And that is the fame of Coors Light and Coors beers in America.
Oh, right. Okay.
And Bill Coors was a famous union buster, union breaker. And he hated unions. And he was one of the first guys to set up the Heritage Foundation in America, which is what Project 2025 is all based around.
Right. Which is what Trump and his oligarchy friends are modeling off to set America's future or whatever.
Well, they can't be, because Orange Head said he knew nothing about it. He didn't have a clue what it was. Don't you remember?
Right.
He didn't know what it was. He had no idea.
Right.
1962, Bay of Pigs invaders get 30 years imprisonment in Cuba.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's quite an old one, that one. And 42, the Soviets opened a rail link to the besieged city of Leningrad. So there is a few on this days, and I will probably finish there because we probably need to wrap up.
Yeah,
but you can crack on.
All right. Speaking of Lenin, because you said Leningrad,
Yes.
Julian Lennon was born on this day.
Nice, beautiful.
Son of John Lennon.
Lovely segue there.
A couple of deaths that you might know of. Pablo Picasso died in 1973 on this day. And Margaret Thatcher in 2013 died.
It had to happen. It had to happen.
Yeah.
There was eventuality. I was waiting for it years ago. I wanted the IRA to get her, but, unfortunately.
Died of natural causes.
Yeah.
Or something similar. Also on this day.
Gina Reinhardt's friend.
Who?
Thatcher.
Really?
Yeah, her dad, Lan Hancock, introduced Gina Reinhardt to Margaret Thatcher when she was about, I think, 14 or 15 or something, and told her how good she was and how good her politics was, and this is the sort of woman you want to emulate.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
We know where that can lead to, but anyway. Has led to, yeah. My last thing on this day is in 1968, NASA announced the crew of the Apollo 10, which was a dress rehearsal for the moon landing. So the commander was Thomas P. Stafford, command module pilot was John W. Young, and lunar module pilot was Eugene Cernan. So this crew was the Apollo mission prior to the Armstrong and crew landing on the moon. So they pretty much did exactly as Apollo 11 were going to do without landing on the moon. So they deployed the module onto the moon, brought it back up. So they did a practice run basically. So yeah, they missed out by one Apollo mission to actually be the first on the moon, which obviously was already predetermined by NASA as to which mission they were going to set foot on the moon for the first time. But yeah, so
penultimate
1968.
Penultimate mission, though. I mean, that's pretty damn important. Actually, talking about penultimate, we haven't made any reference to it whatsoever, but we are in our penultimate episode until we get to 200.
Yes.
Yes.
Next show next week will be 200.
It has 200. And the interesting thing about that will be that we will do our 200th show, and we will have just seen the week before Dan Illick, who has been on I think he was on our 50th, 75th, 100th. Yeah, he was on our 100th, definitely. 125th, I think he might have been on too. Maybe even our 150th.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to see him just before our 200s. Yeah, absolutely.
Tomorrow night.
That should be very, very cool. Yeah, absolutely. At the Malt House, which would be brilliant. So that'd be so good. But so get out there, people. If you're in Melbourne, get out to the Comedy Festival. It's got another 12 days. There's so much stuff to see.
Yeah.
Not everything's stupidly expensive. So, just
and not everything's sold out either. So you still got tickets.
Exactly right. 100% right. Now, we will be back with Joke of the Week. Just going to do this.
Hi, it's Ashley Fiesemate here, and you're listening to the New Blurt with Wencee and Kegsta.
Hey, this is Hannah Melville-Ray from the Australia Institute. I'm listening to the New Blurt with Wencee and the Kegsta, and you should be too. It's on Tuesday nights, live from around 8 p.m.
My brother-in-law was addicted to the hokey pokey. It was a rough couple of years, but he turned himself around.
Joke of the Week!
It absolutely is time for Joke of the Week. And I thought, since we've done a little about on the election, we've talked a bit about money, etc. I thought maybe I would have jokes that are thematic to money. So, why did the Irish investor always have so much money?
Irish investor, so much money. No clue.
Because his money was always Dublin.
Love it. Good one. Do you want to go through a few because yours are all on the same theme?
Okay, I can do that.
Yep, because mine aren't on that theme.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Give me a second. I can do that. Why did the ghost get evicted from the graveyard? I don't like this one. I don't think it's that great.
Oh, that's a nice setup, isn't it? So, so say that again.
Why did the ghost get evicted from the graveyard?
No clue.
He was dead broke.
Wasn't too bad.
I don't mind this one. Where do spies invest their money?
No.
In the Bond, James Bond market.
Nice.
Why did one penny team up with the other penny?
It's an American joke. No idea.
Well, it could be an English joke as well. Because it made more sense to work together.
Good one.
What's a river bank full of? I don't understand this. You might understand this. I don't know. What's a riverbank full of?
No.
I'm not even going to drum joke this because sand dollars. What am I missing? Sand dollars. What am I missing? I don't get it. If anyone is listening, if anyone has a clue what the hell that means, just let us know because I do not know.
Yes.
I do not know.
Because we don't want to Google it right now because we're in the middle of the joke. So
exactly right. Why did the fisherman get such a great discount on a boat?
No
it was on sale. And that's me done.
Okay. All right. Not on an economic theme. Why don't dinosaurs make good pets?
I don't know. Why don't dinosaurs make good pets?
Because they're dead.
That's very good.
My wife asked if I could clear the kitchen table. I had to get a running start, but I made it.
That's very good. I like it. Very good. That's so good.
You might have to think about this one a little bit. But
okay.
My geography teacher asked if I could name a country with no R in it, the letter R.
Yeah.
I said, no way. No R. No way. Add an R in between no way and you get Norway. It's more of a visual one written out.
Oh, right. Okay, I see. So
I don't mind if you give me a bam.
It might need one of those.
I'm not even going to say that one. That's very misogynistic.
Yes, you don't want that.
I'm not going to touch that one.
No.
Okay. I told the doctor's receptionist I need an appointment. How about 10 tomorrow, she asked. I replied, I don't need that many.
I knew that was coming. I absolutely knew that was coming. And on that note, unless you've got a really, really good one coming.
Yes. No. Let's end up with that one. A decent one.
No worries. Absolutely. Brilliant. Awesome. Fantastic. Well, if you are a Torres Strait Islander or Indigenous, and you listen to the show, do just realise that, at the part of the show, we will be talking about someone that is deceased, and they were absolutely magnificent. And I just want to say that, we have our condolences for Andy's family, etc., etc. We will be back again next Tuesday, and we will work this live thing out a bit better, and then sooner or later, some people will join us live like they used to, which was quite cool.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think people are still getting used to this thing. I'm gonna be honest, there's lots and lots of potties I know that don't go live for this exact reason, because as we do, we watch many things on demand. So, and people do exactly the same thing. They'll go, oh, well, that's fine. I don't need to watch it live. I'll just watch it when it's recorded. So that's absolutely fine. There's no problems there whatsoever. Anyway, Wencee and I are off to see Dan Illick from Irrational Fear tomorrow night. We are very much looking forward to that. We're going with Dave and another friend of the show. And very much looking forward to that one. And Lewis Hobbs will be at this one, which is pretty cool. He wasn't at the last one. So
wasn't he? He's normally. Was that because he was having a baby last time?
Well, not him, but his wife. Yeah.
Not him,
but that is the exact reason. So
right. Okay.
But as I say, he'll be there this time. And
tomorrow.
Tom Ballard and a whole bunch of people. It's going to be really, really good. So
it should be quite funny.
I don't know if they're sold out. I don't know what the situation is. I know it's at the Malt House. So if you're listening to the show and you like Irrational Fear, they're on and you can go and see them, I think, but just check because I don't know. Yeah, maybe there's not. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you very much for listening. Downloads are going up each week at the moment. It's really, really cool to see. So people are enjoying what we're doing. If there's anything else, any requests of any kind, if there's something that you want us to particularly talk about, we haven't talked about, do that. blurtstar@gmail.com. Not a problem. Hit us up on Instagram, the New Blurt, or Threads, etc. We're sort of always posting. There's always something going on. So just let us know. So, Wencee, do you have anything there?
No, just going to say, just do a search for Blurt Star. That's one word, Blurt Star, on any of those platforms that Kegsta just mentioned, and you'll find us. But other than that, we'll see you next week, and hopefully with an interview with Dr. Maria Taflaga.
Yes, absolutely. That is 100% what we are looking forward to. We need to get a link out to her, so it's good that you brought that up. Okay, fantastic. Good night for me, Wencee. Always a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night.
Exactly. All right, and it's good night for me. We'll see everyone. See you next week.